It is the 24th of August. This trend line has obviously now been violated. I guess if we want to look further, there's the next upward trend line, and because we can now see within this what looks like a failed breakdown, we can also see what looks like a possible failed breakout. Therefore, which of these two will be the failed move? As far as trend line and trend channel analysis, if we find the channel in here, this is what we come up with. Are we going to come down here? Well, if we do, we either have further downward action to reach this level or further time to reach that particular level. This is another trend channel that we are currently in that we have already came down to and have found support within it. If you do break below, then a lot of times what you can do is put in another trend line within it. Going back to Fibonacci analysis again, these are the two big lines at 38 and 42, and the resistance was hit on a couple of occasions. You break out, find the stabilization at this level. 38 is held. First resistance test at 42 held. The first and second one has gotten above it, and that's why I'm stating we could possibly have this as a failed breakout. And if that's the case, you'd at least be looking for a test of the 3811. And if that's the case, you're going to hear a lot of people talking about, oh, we're going to be building a head and shoulders pattern, something like this, and then we're going to break down. And that might be a possibility. And again, it might not. And back in January, when I was going through a simulation for what I thought may occur 1 month from now, I made it clear that I thought there was a good chance what they may do is break this thing out, failed move, break out higher. So now the question is this the similar play that I put in for the break above 42? And if it barely took out these lows and we do the same similar kind of deal, well, that would take us to about $30 silver in or around that level. That's why when I look at a chart like this, I see that we had the big move lower, consolidated through time, and well, there's that first move higher. Okay. As far as a trend is concerned, it has been holding above this rising 18 period average. So it's still showing the same thing here. Therefore, again, we can see failed move here or here, or it shows the indecision factor as well. Now, if it's really not able to really break above here, it shows that this move has really still been undecided where it is going. Therefore, a move lower would create possible moves the equal length, close to length, or even greater length than the previous one until, of course, this thing finally washes out and moves to the direction where it will ultimately, of course, be going a lot higher. The moves we're seeing today see gold down the same amount, 3% or so. Of course, it's probably rallying from its lows because it's at 40.73. It came down to below $40 intraday today. And the 18 period average here, 39.60. The lows, 37.94. And ultimately, with what I'm seeing right now with Bank of America, I'm not going to put this on this particular video, but it's interesting because I'm getting a lot of indicators that Bank of America is going to pretty much go down, the stock that is, to I can't remember the first number I stated. I think it was around $3 and something, and then 99 cents within Fibonacci analysis, and they're done. The whole financial system is pretty much over right now. That means what happens to physical silver with a paper system collapse? That's the big thing to say to yourself. And yes, we are playing the system which can have these types of moves. So if you know that they're still available, basically any purchase below the next key major upward level around 75 means that ultimately you're getting in at under the double digits. If those people that think 600, even 2,000 silver are crazy, well, 600, 2,000 is once the two numbers really don't mean much of a difference. It's the end of the paper system. At least you got some sort of physical asset that has real tangible value that will always be needed within society. Some people state it's not going to do well during major situational times. I have to tend to agree with or disagree with that, merely because of the fact that one, it's a long-term investment, and also, if it does need to get sold, the unfortunate thing at some point is supply and demand could mean, yes, maybe for a brief period, that food may outweigh silver. But the question is how is silver going to perform against fiat cash? Because if you really need the food so badly, they would rather take silver and gold than they would pieces of paper during a currency collapse. Now, as far as this weekend is concerned, there's not going to be too many more videos until the start of next week, and probably none on the weekend. I may be able to put one up on Thursday and maybe even Friday, but there's no guarantees about that. And I should, but I may not. So if I don't, I'll talk to you guys on Monday, and have yourself a great day. Bye bye.